election, would like to appeal to all political actors and stakeholders in Kenya, including the great people of Kenya, to continue to maintain peace after the results of the elections are declared. We implore all of you to embrace peaceful resolution of disputes that may arise from the electoral processes. Fortunately, there is the opportunity to use the courts of law, so please make use of that avenue. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, the East African Community Election Observation Mission is satisfied that the way the 2022 general election, Kenyan general election, was conducted on polling day, the people of Kenya were given the opportunity to elect leaders of their choice freely. We hope the subsequent processes will respect, uphold, and reflect the will of the people of Kenya in the 2022 general elections. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Another round of applause. That wasn't enough. So next, we'll have the presentation from Intergovernmental Authority on Development by His Excellency President Mulatu Teshome. Welcome.
Chebukati. We have a few choirs and we want to recognize, Chairman, the presence of Choir Mtakatifu Kizito from Tanzania. They arrived yesterday at 2 a.m. We want to appreciate you for coming to spread peace and to celebrate with us and to also instill confidence and to support us. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen from Tanzania. Let's give them a hand of applause. Thank you for coming to pray with us for peace in this country. We also recognize the presence of Wazalendo singers. They are here with us. Where are they? Thank you. Thank you for coming to support us, to pray with us, and to hold us together. I also wish to recognize the presence of Muungano National Choir. Thank you, Muungano National Choir. Thank you as well for coming to support us and to pray with us. We also have Ninga Melodies Band. Thank you, Ninga Melodies Band. Thank you for your support. And without taking a lot of time, allow me to welcome Wazalendo singers who will give us one song, and thereafter Choir Mtakatifu Kizito from Tanzania.
Kenya nchi yetu, kweli yapendeza, kweli yavutia. Kenya nchi yangu, Kenya yangu, nitaijenga maisha ni mwangu. Kenya yangu, nitaijenga maisha ni mwangu. Tazama porini simba anguruma, kifaru yu pale na ndege wa anga. Tazama porini simba anguruma, kifaru yu pale na ndege wa anga. Kenya yangu, nitaijenga maisha ni mwangu. Kenya yangu, nitaijenga maisha ni mwangu. Ziwa la Bogoria, kweli kweli la shangaza, majini ya moto kweli ni ajabu, ziwa la Bogoria kweli la shangaza, majini ya moto kweli ni ajabu. Nitaijenga maisha ni nitaijenga maisha ni mwangu. Ziwa la Victoria linaunganisha Kenya na Uganda, Kenya na Tanzania. Ziwa la Victoria linaunganisha Kenya na Uganda, Kenya na Tanzania. Nitaijenga maisha ni nitaijenga maisha ni mwangu. Mlima wa Kenya ni mlima wangu, waona barafu hata jua liwake. Mlima wa Kenya ni mlima wangu, waona barafu hata jua liwake. Nitaijenga maisha ni nitaijenga maisha ni mwangu. Fika Mombasa, wito wa bahari, ogelea maji, jua tamu kuota. Fika Mombasa, wito wa bahari, ogelea maji, jua tamu kuota. Nitaijenga maisha ni mwangu. Nitaijenga maisha ni mwangu. Na wananchi wote ni sawa tu, wapenda ugali na sukuma wiki. Na wananchi wote ni sawa tu, wapenda ugali na sukuma wiki. Nitaijenga maisha ni nitaijenga maisha ni
Let's give them a hand of applause. A better hand of applause. Wazalendo singers, Kenya nchi yangu nitaitukuza milele. We now welcome our guest choir from Tanzania. Let's give them a hand of applause. Kwaya Mtakatifu Kizito.
respective agents at the constituencies' tallying centers. So they'll be uploaded to replace the images that were incomplete and posted on the portal. Remember, results announced at the polling station are final. Results in the portal are final. The public portal results are the same results that the Commission will rely on when we are doing the tallying in the National Tallying Center. In conclusion, the law requires that the Commission undertakes verification of presidential election results and declare the president-elect within 7 days after the close of the polls. However, the Commission shall endeavor to conclude this exercise at the earliest time possible. I want to end by thanking all the Kenyans for the patience they have exercised as we undertake this important exercise. God bless you and God bless Kenya. Thank you. That's our press this afternoon. If you have any questions, you may field them. If there are no questions, we shall be here perhaps before evening to give you the progress of the exercise.
Thank you, Chairman. My name is O'Brien. I work with the Kenya Broadcasting Corporation. 2 questions. When you look at what we call exit data, what is the percentage of voter turnout countrywide? Question number 2, I'm sure you're on social media and you know what is happening. There's a lot of information in regard to the numbers being thrown around, and some candidates have started using that information to concede or to proclaim victory. This is somehow setting stage for some people to be disappointed and for others to start celebration. What is your message to the people who are using such statistics to make decisions?
Yeah, we can deal with that. The voter turnout is based on the verification of the KIMS kits which were functional during the process of voting. Use of the manual register, and then we shall not be able to give you the exact voter turnout until the data is transmitted in the result forms, and then we compute the final voter turnout. But from the kits that transmitted, the voter turnout is 65.4%. This figure will go higher once we compute the verification of the turnout in areas that did manual voting. So that figure then will obviously go up. Social media, the mainstream media, observers and other individuals interested in this process are getting details from the public portal. The public portal has the Form 34S, which are the same forms that are also shared with the Commission at our back end. And so these are the results. There are no other results. These are final results. And I want to believe the media, you are doing your own tallying, although you are a little bit behind. You should be at 97%, which I believe you should also be somehow, maybe you were not prepared for this. But the issue of transparency then, yes, I've just been given figures here, but let me just say the issue about candidates then conceding, let me put it this way, results for member of National Assembly and member of County Assembly are declared at the constituency. And I want to believe that is ongoing. The constituency returning officers are finalizing those declarations, and once they are done, then they bring us the results for presidential election from 34A and B. And I want to believe the people conceding at the constituency have already received their results. Also, this is a transparent process at the constituency. In fact, even at the county, all the 6 elective positions, once you have your result forms and you know what you have, perhaps that's another reason why they are conceding, because it's a very, very transparent process. So I believe it's about transparency and those candidates then being able to accept the results. If you know your results, you have the forms, your agents have given you the result forms, what would you be waiting for? And I think that's why the issue of conceding is coming in. So we would like to encourage, as a commission, we encourage those agents, please share the results with your candidates. You have received them, you have signed them, you are there at the polling station, and if you have lost the election, concede. I believe that is the way to go. Thank you. Another question?
Yeah, it's still on the same, follow-up. What would you say about then the presidential numbers that people are using to say ABCD is ahead of DE, for example?
Which numbers? You're talking about which numbers?
What I'm asking is, see a situation whereby some people are using numbers from your systems, from Form 2A to tally even the numbers for presidential candidates. What is your message and what is your view on this?
As a commission, we have been very clear. We are saying this is a transparent process. Anybody can log in on the public portal. We have made it available to presidential agents, candidates, the media. You can log in and verify what's there. And the only assurance we are making is that the information in the public portal is the same results. The results in the public portal are the same results that the commission will use to complete this process. And that's why we have taken, we have informed you today, this afternoon, that even we're changing one single form is very, very critical, and that's why the form that was changed, or rather uploaded, the wrong form that was uploaded will have to be corrected in the presence of the agents of presidential candidates. So those are the results. You can interact with them, but please don't declare anybody a winner. It's our work to declare the winner, the winning candidate. So mine is encourage you to interact and assure Kenyans that there's no other result other than the one which is in the public portal. Yeah, thank you.
Chairman Nicholas Lelei from CAS Media Group. It's interesting that you've noted that the media is a little bit slow in tallying. Is this to say from your end that the 97.71% from your end you've been tallying, despite the fact that we know that you are yet to get the Form 34Bs, so that it's just a waiting verification and you confirm the results that you've gotten ahead of the media? And secondly, it's about 16 or 18 hours since transmission began yesterday evening. What could have been a challenge for those who are yet to transmit now? Did you experience internet problem with the transmission issues?
Thank you. I talked about the media. I also watch TV. And I talked about the media because I can see you're a little bit behind, but I'm sure you're trying your level best. The commission has gazetted the results transmission path in line with the law and the Supreme Court decision of 2017 and the law requires us to compare the images of Form 34A against the original Form 34As. And so we are not doing any tallying now until we start receiving the original Form 34As from our returning officers and the 34Bs. We expect that they will start streaming in sometimes today, and then we shall then complete that exercise as soon as possible. The 34Bs will also be uploaded on the public portal, and I believe then the rest of those who are logging in on the portal will also be able to upload the same and compare with the 34As which are in the public portal. And as I said, the Commission has 7 days as per the Constitution to complete this exercise, but we shall undertake to finish it as soon as possible once all the returning officers bring the documents to the National Tallying Center. Thank you.
Chairperson, one final question. Are you from Citizen TV? You have talked about the physical Form 34As, which are key ingredient in this process. So far, how many physical Form 34As have you received as the national chairperson or returning officer for the presidential elections?
Up to now, we haven't received any. We expect the arrows to start coming in by this evening or this afternoon. And we shall keep you updated. Once they come in, we shall receive them, we shall populate verify the details, and we shall then use one of these screens to start populating the constituency results for presidential candidates. If you want me to use the word zero, yes, we have zero. We have not received any.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. So thank you, we'll see you later.
No, just one final question.
Yes.
My name is Erin Mwangi from Capital FM. In the 2 polling stations that you cited, that the Form 34A was uploaded erroneously, what is the magnitude of erroneous? Is it that they keyed the wrong data, or the Form 34A were not signed? What are you talking about when you say they were erroneously uploaded? IBC portal.
The 34A or B?
34A in the 2 polling stations. I think one was Uriri in Homa Bay also.
Actually, 34A is just one in Uriri. Not that 4A is just one form. Yeah, what was uploaded was 35A instead of 34A. And this was done by the presiding officer in a polling station known as Rakwaro Market Polling Station, Rongo Constituency, Migori County. The instructions to the presiding officers is to start counting the presidential ballot papers first, fill Form 34A, scan it using the KIMS kit and transmit. But it appears this officer went on to count all the other ballots, and instead of transmitting from 34A, it transmitted from 35A, which is now in the public portal as well as the results portal. And how it happens is that the presiding officers count all the ballots for the 6 elective positions, but they're expected to start with the presidential ballot papers. And of course, having done that, all these result forms have the same QR code in that particular polling station. And we understand then he proceeded to scan and send that 5A instead of that 4A. And we are saying as a commission, we shall engage the presidential candidates when the original form comes. We compare the notes and then upload the correct form to the results portal once the returning officer brings the original Form 34A from Rakwaro Market polling station. Thank you.
Naam, Bwana Kamishna, kwa majina naitwa Emmanuel Kilongi kutoka Runinga ya Magharibi, na nitakuwa na maswali mawili. Swala la kwanza ni kuhusiana na zile kaunti, maeneo bunge na baadhi ya wodi ambazo mlisema kwamba kutakuwa na uchaguzi mdogo kutokana na utepetevu wa uchapishaji wa karatasi na habari zingine. Na kuna wapiga kura katika kaunti hizo ama maeneo hayo ambao walishiriki kwenye zoezi la uchaguzi lililokamilika hiyo jana tarehe 9, na waliwekewa wino kwenye vidole vyao kuonyesha kwamba wameshiriki kwenye uchaguzi mkuu. Je, itakuwaje siku ya uchaguzi mdogo katika maeneo hayo kwa identify such like voters ndiposa wapewe nafasi ya kupiga kura? Swala la pili linahusiana na uchaguzi katika eneo bunge la Kimilili, kaunti ya Bungoma, ambapo tumeona habari zikienea katika vyombo vya habari na kwenye mitandao ya kijamii kusema kwamba huenda mmoja wa wagombea katika eneo bunge hilo aliweza kumpiga mmoja wa wasaidizi wa waniaji katika eneo bunge hilo risasi na kufa. Na tumeona kwamba county commander wa eneo bunge la Kimilili ama kaunti ya Bungoma, kamanda wa polisi, amesema kwamba wanamtafuta mgombea huyo. Je, kama atapatikana ama madai hayo yatakuwa ni ya ukweli, nyinyi kama tume ya Iebc mtachukua hatua gani kufuatia kisa hicho, maana huenda ikaathiri matokeo ya uchaguzi katika kaunti ya Bungoma? Asante.
Okay, thank you. On the issue of the ink marking, the CEO, what happens? You can come and explain that. I believe the ink is marked specific parts of the body, and in that eventuality then another part of the fingers will be chosen for that purpose. But I think the CEO can give some explanation on that. The issue of Kimilili, I've also just read in the media that there was an incident yesterday. The polling had finished. The counting will go on, the results will be announced, and the winners will be declared. Matters of murder cases is a criminal matter. That's a matter for the police, and I believe the law will take its course. The commission will, of course, does not deal with those kind of cases, and the officers who are on the ground will obviously be witnesses. And as far as the law goes, until that time an individual is convicted, then the commission will not be able to come in the criminal investigation. So we believe that justice will be done to those who are involved in that incident. Yeah, thank you. Marjan, on the issue of the ink.
Thank you very much. First of all, we would like to say that in identification, the default method is still going to use the KIMS kit to identify voters for those specific by-elections biometrically, use of alphanumeric, and also in the event that we don't have backups, we'll still go to the physical register. You may have noted that during the election, we were actually using the left hand. So we were marking the fingers using the ink in the left hand. So when it comes to the by-election, we are going to use the right hand. So that is going to distinguish between the ink that was used in the left hand, and we'll now use the right hand to actually ink the voters who have been identified for the purpose of election. Thank you very much.
Just for clarity, I was given the figure of 64.6% voter turnout represents 14,164,561 voters. 64.6% represents 14,164,561 voters. And of course, this figure will go up once we get the data of those who voted manually. Thank you.
Yeah, my name is Leonard Wamalo from West TV. And my question is basing on that, where we are at 97.77%. Now, from a layman's perspective, people outside there, when we see we are there, it means the results are here. So where are we? If you can tell us, the part that is remaining, is the journey shorter or longer? Are we expecting any declaration today, or what time are we expecting at that percentage? Thank you.
Are we together? I've been talking to myself, maybe. Well, what we are saying here is this, that all the forms 34As that we are going to use are in the public portal. Those are the results. Those results cannot be changed. The results at polling station are final, and nobody can change those results. Even if there's a mistake, as a commission, we shall just note the error and keep error form, and in the event of any dispute, we shall submit that error form together with the results to the Supreme Court. So let's understand each other from there, that the results are from 34A, and they have been transmitted electronically from polling stations across the country. Except a few, we are now at 97.7. There's, what's the difference? 2.27 still out there, and these are areas like Fafi and other areas where there are issues of network challenges, and we expect that hopefully, and also elders where the voting is ongoing, as per the remarks which we made this afternoon. So those are the results, but there is a process as to how then to get to the final declaration. And that process is what I've explained, that the images are here. We are going to get the original 34As and compare them against the image in the presence of presidential agents. Some of them, I see them in the room. And that we have to do because it's a legal requirement. And once that's done, then we shall fill from 34C, which then will give us the final total. Remember, in this process, we are looking for 50% plus one for the winner, and we're also looking for compliance with the Constitution, where the winning candidate must have 25% of the minimum number of counties, which is 24. So all these processes must be done. And after all that, then we shall declare the president-elect or give the way forward of the results for the presidential election. So I don't know, if I'm not clear, I'll start that again. But I believe that's a process. Please acquaint yourself with the process, because the issue of saying that we should declare results today, that will not happen today. We have 7 days to do that, but as a national returning officer, I'm assuring you that we shall do everything possible to have this process concluded at the earliest possible time.
Chairman, my name is Samuel Owino from Daily Nation. I just need a clarification from the Commission on why Form 34B from Moyale has been an incomplete form. 34B from Moyale has been uploaded at the Commission's portal. I've not heard you addressing it. I don't know whether it has been brought to your attention.
It not yet brought to my attention, but I'll pick it up in our next presser.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you, Chairman. My name is Giverson Maina from K24 TV. I have question number one is, will you start to stream the results once you begin the process of verification? Or maybe you wait and announce the final tally? Number two is, what can you say about maybe what is the success rate of this particular process as far as presidential polling polls is concerned? How do you rate the Iebc and the whole process? And 3, what is that challenge that you think is the biggest challenge so far you've faced since you began this process? Thank you.
Okay, there's one of these screens will be used to populate the results for each constituency and results garnered by each candidate in each constituency. And another screen will also populate results per the counties, so that we are able to achieve then what is expected of us in terms of results process. So yes, immediately the teams verify the Form 34As and also look at Form 34Bs. Then remember 34Bs are a collection of 34As in the constituency. Once we have the results, then we shall populate constituency by constituency until we do all the 290 constituencies plus diaspora results. And they'll appear on this screen, and we shall announce each result as soon as the process is finished by the teams which are down here. So yes, we shall populate it. Immediately they come one by one and announce to the country one by one as they come in. Success rate, I think we answered that one when we finish this process. But so far the polling, I just want to say polling went on smoothly. The areas where there was manual voting, it's provided for in law. And I want to believe that the issue of scoring the success rate, we can do it all together when we finish this process. Thank you.
Asante. Mwenyekiti, mimi naitwa Goodluck Paul kutoka Azam TV Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. Jana ulitoa kauli ya matumaini kwamba IEBC mnakusudia zoezi hili zima liishe mapema iwezekanavyo. Kutokana na changamoto zote hizi ambazo zimetajwa, tathmini yenu mpaka sasa hivi ni ipi? Bado tuendelee kuwa na matumaini hayo au kuna kitu ambacho mnaona pengine kinaweza ikasababisha zoezi hili pengine kuchukua muda zaidi ya ule ambao ulitarajiwa? Asante.
Is that the last question? Yeah. Sisi kama tume tunafanya kazi kulingana na sheria na tutaendelea na hiyo kazi. Matokeo ya urais tumepewa muda ya siku 7 kuangalia kuwa hiyo matokeo itolewe, na tutajitahidi kumaliza hiyo kazi mapema iwezekanavyo. Asante sana.
And other heads of international observation missions, Excellencies, ambassadors and high commissioners present, fellow observers of the East African Community Election Observation Mission, invited guests, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen. Upon the invitation of the Kenyan Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, the Secretary General of the East African Community, Honorable Peter Mathuki, constituted the East African Community Election Observation Mission to the 2022 Kenya General Election. Let me hasten to say that the election observation is one of the fundamental principles of promoting good governance and democracy in the East African Community as per treaty and as per the principles of election observation and evaluation of 2012. The East African Commission Observation Mission comprised 43 East Africans. I'm leading that mission, and Ambassador Fatma Nangiza, who is the chairperson of the Regional Affairs and Conflict Resolution Committee of the East African Legislative Assembly, is my deputy. The members of the mission were drawn from the East African Legislative Assembly, national parliaments, government ministries, electoral management bodies, national youth councils, national human rights institutions, civil society organizations, and East African youth ambassadors. In constituting the mission, the Secretary General is guided, or was guided, by the principle that no national of the country holding the election will be a member of that observation mission. It follows, therefore, that our brothers and sisters of Kenya are not members of this mission. Ladies and gentlemen, the deployment of this mission was preceded by an AU, EAC, and COMESA joint high-level pre-election consultative mission from the 14th to the 21st of May. Later, from 25th of June to 25th of July, a joint political assessment mission with members of the AU, EAC, COMESA, and IGAD conducted an assessment of conflict prevention and mitigation of the risk factors to be taken into account during this year's election in Kenya. Members of the East Africa Election Observation Mission were deployed in 16 teams in 27 counties in Nairobi, Central, Nyanza, Eastern, Western, Rift Valley, and Coastal region. On polling day, we were able to observe elections in 218 polling stations. Before deployment, the mission undertook consultations with the stakeholders, including the chairman of the EIB, Independent Electoral and Border Commission, Wafula Chebukati and his commissioners, the Chief Justice, Her Lordship Justice Martha Koome, the Cabinet Secretary for Interior, Dr. Fred Matiang'i. And with regard to presidential candidates, we met in person with His Excellency William Ruto, the Deputy President, Right Honorable Raila Odinga, former Prime Minister, and Reverend David Waihiga. I spoke by phone with Professor George Wajakoya. He was in his village. He went there early to vote, but we agreed to meet when he returns to Nairobi.
Turnout is based on the verification of the KIMS kits which were functional during the process of voting. Use of the manual register, and then we shall not be able to give you the exact voter turnout until the data is transmitted in the result forms, and then we compute the final voter turnout. But from the kits that transmitted, the voter turnout is 65.4%. This figure will go higher once we compute the verification of the turnout in areas that did manual voting. So that figure then will obviously go up. Social media, the mainstream media, observers, and other individuals interested in this process are getting details from the public portal. The public portal has the Form 34S, which are the same forms that are also shared with the Commission at our back end. And so these are the results. There are no other results. These are final results. And I want to believe the media, you are doing your own tallying, although you are a little bit behind. You should be at 97%. which I believe should also be somehow, maybe we were not prepared for this. But the issue of transparency then, yes. I've just been given figures here, but let me just say the issue about candidates then conceding, let me put it this way, results for member of National Assembly and member of County Assembly are declared at the constituency. And I want to believe that is ongoing. The constituency returning officers are finalizing those declarations, and once they are done, then they bring us the results for presidential election from 34A and B. And I want to believe the people conceding at the constituency have already received their results. Also, this is a transparent process at the constituency. In fact, even at the county, all the 6 elective positions, once you have your result forms and you know what you have, perhaps that's another reason why they are conceding, because it's a very, very transparent process. So I believe it's about transparency and those candidates then being able to accept the results. If you know your results, you have the forms, your agents have given you the result forms, what would you be waiting for? And I think that's why the issue of conceding is coming in. So we would like to encourage, as a commission, we encourage those agents, please share the results with your candidates. You have received them, you have signed them, you are there at the polling station, and if you have lost the election, concede. I believe that is the way to go. Thank you. Another question?
Yeah, it's still on the same, follow-up. What would you say about then the presidential numbers that, people are using to say ABCD is ahead of DE, for example?
Which numbers?
The chairman of IBC, who is also the national returning officer, will be giving the status update. Our arrows have started trickling into the National Tallying Center, and the chairman will give the status update as it is now. Thank you very much. Welcome, Mr. Chebukati.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is a status update as to where we are. The Commission appreciates Kenyans for the patience they continue to exhibit as it collates and tallies the results. In addition, we are also grateful to the media for the reporting of the general election results, which you have been doing diligently. On that aspect, I wish to state that the Commission signed a memorandum of understanding with the Kenya Media Sector Working Group on the 4th of March 2022, and one of the areas of collaboration was to provide comprehensive and objective coverage of the electoral process, including tallying and transmission of results. In the spirit of transparency, the Commission gave media access to polling stations, tallying centers, and the results portal to report the progress of election results in real time. The original intention was that the various media houses will join hands and have a consortium through Kenya Media Sector Working Group report on the progress of election results in real time from one source. However, the media houses opted to do it independently, which is decisions beyond the Commission's control. And we take note that as a result of that, the tallies across the media houses vary, and we appreciate that this may be so because each media house is accessing the public portal of the result forms at different times, and each is using its own criteria and sequencing, among other factors, including perhaps different amounts of resources deployed. But just want to inform Kenyans that the final announcement and declaration of the presidential result will be done by the National Returning Officer here at Bomas, and what may be happening at the media houses showing various results, we hope at the end of the tallying they'll be harmonized and they'll look similar, because the results are from the same source, the same public portal. So there should be no panic about the differences we are seeing on the media screens, TV screens, because of the approaches the media houses may have taken. The Commission has ensured that there's 100% availability around the clock of the results portal, which we are all accessing to ensure and guarantee transparency. Also wish to state that the results transmission of Form 34A from the polling station is ongoing. As you can see on the screen, we are at 99.84% out of the 46,229 polling stations. We have done 46,156, leaving about 73 polling stations having not transmitted yet. We shall give a report on those that may have not transmitted by the end of the day today. I also want to confirm that results, including those in areas that used manual voter register, that's Makueni in Kibwezi West constituency, where there were 84 polling stations that voted manually, and 154 polling stations in Kakamega, especially Malava constituency, in Kakamega, have all transmitted the Form 34As, except 2 in Malava constituency. What happened here is that voting was done manual, but by the time of counting, the Commission had ensured that the KIMS kits were ready and deployed for transmission. So transmission took place as envisaged in those 2 areas where largely voting was done manually. Collecting and announcement of results in a majority of constituencies is complete, and the returning officers have now started coming to physically deliver the results of Form 34As and 34Bs here at Bomas. And there are teams, as you can see, in the center of the auditorium working on it. And we hope that this exercise will largely take place mainly between today and tomorrow, and we hope to finalize in due course. As I said yesterday, just to repeat what's going on at the auditorium lobby, verification of transmitted image of results is happening from 34As against from 34Bs. That verification is what's happening there. And then there's also verification of 34Bs against 34As. And there's a team which is collecting from 34C. And we shall then be able to populate that on the screen and come up with also percentages of the candidates. And then we shall also be able to know which candidate has scored in terms of the counties to meet the minimum threshold of 25%. And finally, we shall do the declaration of presidential results. In conclusion, I wish to say that the law requires that the Commission undertakes this exercise within 7 days from the presidential election. And as I said earlier, we shall endeavor to conclude this exercise at the earliest possible time. And once again, urge Kenyans for their patience as we undertake this important exercise. So thank you very much. I would like now to introduce the team leader for purposes of this exercise ongoing, Professor Gulie, to come forward and give some guidelines on what's happening on the floor. And then if you have any questions, we can take after that. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. We did explain the process that is taking place at the auditorium floor, but we explained to the presidential agents then, but it's good for us to explain to everyone here what is going on. We have currently 4 desks that are going to serve returning officers as they come in. The returning officers will come in through this gate on my right here at the bottom, and they will walk to any of the 4 desks, 1, 2, 3, 4, any of the 4 desks that will be available. At the desks, once the PO arrives, they come with the original results form as announced at the polling station. That is the result form A. They will also come with the collated constituency-wide results form, which is the form B. What happens there is once they arrive at the respective desks, they will present the originals plus copies of the same, and copies will be given to each of the presidential agents on the desks. And on that desk, apart from our team that is going to do the work that they are assigned, there are presidential agents, 4 of them on the extreme ends of the table. The returning officer will sit on the left side, and our team, the receiving and quality assurance, will be on the right side of the desks, and the agents are on either side of the corner of the desks. Upon presenting the forms, the team, Iebc team, will do the receiving part of the forms, and here they will do preliminary checks. Are all the forms correctly filled? Are they stamped? Is there a missing entry in the form B? So that's what they do. Then amongst the team, there will be those who will be doing quality assurance. And here, they will be checking the original Form B that has been brought by the returning officer. And as I said earlier, the Form B is a summation of the Form S in the constituency where the returning officer is in charge. So they will check the entries of B against each of the Form A original that is there, or presented by the arrow. So they will check B against the original S to ensure that the entries in the B originates from the Form A. Then after that, we have these 2 desks. They're actually coordinators' desks. What will happen is that that particular desk, the receiving and the QA desk, will also generate, in the event that there are any disparities between A and the B, they will be capturing those errors. And since, as a commission, we cannot alter if the error originates from the polling station result form, since we cannot alter, they will generate an error report, which will be presented alongside the certified copies of the originals to the Supreme Court. So that's what that desk is doing, and all the other 3 desks are replicating that. And while we are at those desks, we ask observers, agents, or anybody not to take any pictures of what is going on the desks. And please respect us. We have given you as much openness as is possible, but respect the privacy of the people who are working there and their faces. We do not want any pictures taken on any of these desks. I hope it is clear to media, observers, and any agent present. We do not want the faces of our officers to be splashed all over the world. The coordination desk is a second check on what the quality assurance, the B versus A, have done. So it's a second check, and that is what happens there. It also, that desk also does, whereas the 4 desks are checking the original B versus the original A, that particular desk does a check of original A versus the uploaded image of the form in the web portal. From the polling station, POs are supposed to transmit the image of the form from the polling station, and once it is transmitted, a copy is deposited in a publicly accessible web portal. So what this desk will do is to check whether what has been uploaded in the publicly accessible web portal matches the original Form A which the RO has brought. So this is to ensure that what has been uploaded and is available to the public is the correct image of the original Form A as declared at the polling station. So that is one of the coordinating desks here will do. And so the other desk is administrative, is in charge of the entire process. They will also do a quality overall check to ensure that everything is seamlessly running. And the returning officer, once is done with the quality assurance, actually can present the originals to the presidential returning officer. And we have a safe at the back end where all the originals will be kept under lock and key. So that is what is happening here on the floor. We have given presidential agents an application program link, and so they can use their APIs to download and to come here when they already have the results. If they don't want to use their API access, it is even easier to access it from the public web portal. You can actually download by constituency the PDF copies of all the A's in that particular constituency from the public portal. So we are not coming here, agents, presidential agents should not come here to do a tally here or to counter-check and do entries on their results here. Because if that is to happen, 1 hour will take 3, 4, 5 hours. We don't have that time. So please access, use your API rights given to you, or you can use the public portal to download forms and do your preliminary checks. All you are coming here is for confirmations once you are given copies of the original A's and B's as they arrive. And this is to expedite the process. So that is what is happening, and we thought we would need to explain that so that we don't make this process too laborious. Thank you very much.
Mr. Wafula Chebukati. We have a few choirs and we want to recognize, Chairman, the presence of Choir Mtakatifu Kizito from Tanzania. They arrived yesterday at 2 a.m. We want to appreciate you for coming to spread peace and to celebrate with us and to also instill confidence and to support us. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen from Tanzania. Let's give them a hand of applause. Thank you for coming to pray with us. for peace in this country. We also recognize the presence of Wazalendo singers. They are here with us. Where are they? Thank you. Thank you for coming to support us, to pray with us, and to hold us together. I also wish to recognize the presence of Muungano National Choir. Thank you, Muungano National Choir. Thank you as well for coming to support us and to pray with us. We also have Ninga Melodies Band. Thank you, Ninga Melodies Band. Thank you for your support. And without taking a lot of time, allow me to welcome Wazalendo singers who will give us one song, and thereafter Choir Mtakatifu Kizito from Tanzania.
Kweli yapendeza, kweli yavutia, Kenya nchi yetu, kweli yapendeza, kweli yavutia. Kenya nchi yangu, Kenya yangu, nitaijenga maisha ni mwangu. Kenya yangu, nitaijenga maisha ni mwangu. Tazama porini simba anguruma, kifaru yu pale na ndege wa anga. Tazama porini simba anguruma, kifaru yu pale na ndege wa anga. Kenya yangu, nitaijenga maisha ni mwangu. Kenya yangu, nitaijenga maisha ni mwangu. Ziwa la Bogoria kweli la shangaza, majini ya moto kweli ni ajabu. Ziwa la Bogoria kweli la shangaza, majini ya moto kweli ni ajabu. Nitaijenga maisha ni mwangu. Kenya yangu, nitaijenga maisha ni mwangu. Ziwa la Victoria linaunganisha Kenya na Uganda, Kenya na Tanzania. Ziwa la Victoria linaunganisha Kenya na Uganda, Kenya na Tanzania. Kenya yangu, nitaijenga maisha ni mwangu. Kenya yangu, nitaijenga maisha ni mwangu. Mlima wa Kenya ni mlima wangu, waona barafu hata jua liwake. Mlima wa Kenya ni mlima wangu, waona barafu hata jua liwake. Kenya yangu, nitaijenga maisha ni mwangu. Kenya yangu, nitaijenga maisha ni mwangu. Fika Mombasa, wito wa bahari, ogelea maji, jua tamu kuota. Fika Mombasa, wito wa bahari, ogelea maji, jua tamu kuota. Kenya yangu, nitaijenga maisha ni mwangu. Kenya yangu, nitaijenga maisha ni mwangu. Na wananchi wote ni sawa tu, wapenda ugali na sukuma wiki. Na wananchi wote ni sawa tu, wapenda ugali na sukuma wiki.
Let's give them a hand of applause. A better hand of applause. Wazalendo Singers, Kenya nchi yangu nitaitukuza milele. We now welcome our guest choir from Tanzania. Let's give them a hand of applause. Kwaya Mtakatifu Kizito.
Which is supposed to be brought by the PO to the RO. Then there is a second copy which is locked in the box, and there is a copy that is meant to be displayed on the door of the polling station. So in the event that any of them is not available, there will be a copy that will be available. Either if it comes extremely important that we have to open and retrieve the air, that decision will be made by the Commission in the next 1 hour. But there are such cases.
Yep. This is not working.
What happens if Form 34A is spoiled? We have only one booklet of Form 34A that is being used, and it is one original and 5 copies, and they are self-carbonated. If any entry is wrong, then the PO has to correct and then countersign in the presence of the agents, because there is no other booklet to be filled.
Please proceed.
Kwa majina naitwa Emmanuel Kilongi from TV Magharibi, na swali langu ni kila mwaka wa uchaguzi tumeona kwamba baada ya matokeo kutangazwa vyama vilivyohusika katika uchaguzi huo vinaelekea katika mahakamani. Katika uchaguzi huu kama tume ya Iebc, ni hakikisho lipi ambalo mnamupa mlipa ushuru kwamba uchaguzi utakapokamilika hakuna pesa zaidi atakazotumika kuharamikia kesi mahakamani? Asante.
Kuna swali jingine?
I'm calling Somulo from the Daily Nation. My question is, for the areas that you suspended elections in, are the candidates allowed to continue campaigning until 48 hours to their due date?
The question on whether an election petition
is avoidable, or whether the commission can avoid an election petition, the reason we have gone to great lengths to try and make the entire process as open as possible is precisely to ensure that everybody is satisfied, so that there is no need for one to go to court. But as a commission, we cannot guarantee that a Kenyan or any party will go to court, because it is their right. And as a country, as a democratic country, with a working constitution and laws, Kenyans can go to court if and when they are aggrieved. And so as a commission, we will prepare ourselves to defend our position in whatever court that we will be taken. And so we cannot give that assurance, but we are trying to be as open and transparent so that everybody can have confidence in the process. And part of that confidence is what is happening on this floor. And by the way, for the first time, we are seeing contestants conceding defeat. For the first time in the history of elections in this country, we have seen contestants conceding defeat at various levels. And this is an indication that each one of them are satisfied with the process. They have done their own tallies and have come to the conclusion that they did not win. And it is our hope that that trend will continue, and it will continue up to the presidential results. As for the question of whether the areas where we suspended the elections campaigns can continue, our view is that campaigns have concluded. This was an eventuality arising from an emergency, and therefore we have not opened up campaign period. So the suspension that has been put in place still applies, because we will do the exercise of the elections immediately after we conclude the current process. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. We'll take more questions at 4 o'clock.
We have a few choirs, and we want to recognize, Chairman, the presence of Choir Mtakatifu Kizito from Tanzania. They arrived yesterday at 2 a.m. We want to appreciate you for coming to spread peace and to celebrate with us, and to also instill confidence and to support us. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen from Tanzania. Let's give them a hand of applause. Thank you for coming to pray with us for peace in this country. We also recognize the presence of Wazalendo singers. They are here with us. Where are they? Thank you. Thank you for coming to support us, to pray with us, and to hold us together. I also wish to recognize the presence of Muungano National Choir. Thank you, Muungano National Choir. Thank you as well for coming to support us and to pray with us. We also have Ninga Melodies Band. Thank you, Ninga Melodies Band. Thank you for your support. And without taking a lot of time, allow me to welcome Wazalendo singers who will give us one song, and thereafter Choir Mtakatifu Kizito from Tanzania.
Kenya nchi yetu, kweli yapendeza, kweli yavutia. Kenya yangu, nitaijenga maisha ni mwangu. Kenya yangu, nitaijenga maisha ni mwangu. Tazama porini, simba anguruma, kifaru yu pale, Kenya yangu, nitailinda maishani mwangu. Ziwa la Bogoria kweli la shangaza, majini ya moto kweli ni ajabu. Ziwa la Bogoria kweli la shangaza, majini ya moto kweli ni ajabu. Kenya yangu, nitailinda maishani mwangu. Kenya yangu, nitailinda maishani mwangu. Ziwa la Victoria linaunganisha Kenya na Uganda, Kenya na Tanzania. Ziwa la Victoria linaunganisha Kenya na Uganda, Kenya na Tanzania. Kenya yangu, nitailinda maishani mwangu. Kenya yangu, nitailinda maishani mwangu. Mlima wa Kenya ni mlima wangu, waona barafu hata jua liwake. Mlima wa Kenya ni mlima wangu, waona barafu hata jua liwake. Kenya yangu, nitailinda maishani mwangu. Kenya yangu, nitailinda maishani mwangu. Fika Mombasa, wito wa bahari, ogelea maji, jua tamu kuota. Fika Mombasa, wito wa bahari, ogelea maji, jua tamu kuota. Kenya yangu, nitailinda maishani mwangu. Kenya yangu, nitailinda maishani mwangu. Na wananchi wote ni sawa tu, wapenda ugali na sukuma wiki. Na wananchi wote ni sawa tu, wapenda ugali na sukuma wiki. Nitailinda maishani mwangu. Nitailinda maishani mwangu.
Let's give them a hand of applause. A better hand of applause. Wazalendo singers, Kenya nchi yangu nitaitukuza milele. We now welcome our guest choir from Tanzania. Let's give them a hand of applause. Kwaya Mtakatifu Kizito.
Tumekuja
is also the National Returning Officer, will be giving the status update. Our arrows have started trickling into the National Tallying Center, and the chairman will give the status update as it is now. Thank you very much. Welcome, Mr. Chebukati.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is a status update as to where we are. The Commission appreciates Kenyans for the patience they continue to exhibit as it collates and tallies the results. In addition, we are also grateful to the media for the reporting of the general election results, which you have been doing diligently. On that aspect,